Oh, and unmute your speaker. Said my speaker is mute. Is that true? Hello? I believe that I'm good. One sec, guys. I believe you can hear me. If not, I think this is going to be a pretty short video. So if I had to remake it, that's fine. I'm going to talk about a fan real quick just to make sure that we're on the same page here. So this used to be call over, but we changed it to fan. So it's easier for guys to understand. So we call fan when it's 50s or 90s pass protection. Okay, so any 50s, any 90s, we are man on, man away. Okay, but our tackles have to look outside to see if they have a man on and a man away. They have to make a fan call, which means they're calling that guard out to block the four so they can go out and block the linebacker. Okay, now they might have to switch responsibilities. This end might slant out, the linebacker might loop in. If that happens, then the tackle would take the end and the guard would have to take the linebacker. But it's just telling that guard that he's coming out to help him block one of these two guys. Same thing over here. This tackle sees a linebacker is on, and so he's going to make a fan call. So the tackle blocks the linebacker, or just he's calling the guard out to help block these two guys. Okay, it's all dependent on where these guys go. It's just calling the guard out to fan out with them. And that leaves the center kind of on an island here to block the nose, but he can have help from the A back as well. Okay. So that's fan. If the tackle has a guy on and outside him, he calls the guard over to help him. Okay. So that's fan. Now off, and this is all in our huddle playbook. Okay. When we make an off call. So the tackle has to make a fan call because he has a guy on and outside. Now, let's say one of these inside backers steps up on the line of scrimmage. Now they make an off call because this running back cannot go block this linebacker if he's on the line of scrimmage. He's going to be at the quarterback before the running back can go block him. So you guys are going to switch responsibilities. They're going to say an off call, which means the fan is turned off. Okay, we turned off the fan. So the guard would block the linebacker. The tackle would block the end like he normally would, man on, man on. That's the first part of your progression. Okay. And then the A back would go block the guy off the edge. See over here, they still have a fan call because their linebacker is off. If this linebacker were to step up here, then it would be two off calls. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, if this linebacker stepped up here on the line of scrimmage, then it would be two off calls. Okay, and now they're bringing seven. We can't block seven unless we kept the H in. Okay, then it'd be two off calls, and so now the quarterback just has to get rid of the ball because they're bringing seven defenders, and we only have six guys to block. Okay, so that is an off call if that linebacker steps up, and we have a fan call already on. Okay, now let's say that guy's off the line of scrimmage. We don't have to make a fan call. We don't believe that he's coming. And now this linebacker steps up. Okay, since there was no fan call made. Okay, pretend that's not there. There was no fan call made because that linebacker's off. Then we wouldn't have to make an off call because there was never a fan in the first place. So then the tack would block the four, the guard would block the linebacker. Okay. And you would not yell off because there was never a fan call in the first place. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Now that's different than, remember, now that's different than over. So in dive, okay, in dive, if we were running it to the right and this linebacker was on the line of scrimmage, only the play side tackle and dive and sweep would call an overcall if he does not have help. Okay, if we're running dive to the right and this linebacker was on, this tackle would say over because he has to go block the linebacker because he doesn't have help from the H. It's open. Yeah, he's on an open side. Tackle would block the linebacker. The guard would block the end. Okay. And these two guys, the center and the backside guard, would have to work to the play side backer. They would do a push double team to that guy. Okay. And the H and the backside tackle would work to the backside backer now. Okay. That's what that would be. So that's now an overcall is only used on the front side of dive or sweep if that play side tackle does not have help and that guy is on the line of scrimmage. Okay. If this linebacker is off the line of scrimmage, okay, and this tackle does not think he is he's a threat at all, he does not need to make an overcall. And then we can just block it like normal and not have to worry about this linebacker. But if this linebacker's tight or he looks like he's creeping like he's coming, he needs to make an overcall. We can live with an overcall. We cannot live with not making an overcall and that linebacker blitzing and going and blowing up the play off the edge. Okay, so when in doubt, make an overcall on the front side of dive or sweep. We never make an overcall on the backside, ever, ever, ever. We never make an overcall on any of our pull plays, ever, ever, ever. It is just on dive and sweep. Okay, I hope that clears things up.